As an international in Germany, you're probably wondering if your previous work experience really counts, right? If you've moved here probably without having a job, or if you're currently looking into jobs, this is something which may be bothering you. And I think very often when we assess profiles of international candidates here in Germany, the qualifications people have are not evaluated the way they could be. And I think this is often due to the way that candidates present themselves. And there are a lot of things you can do as a candidate to leverage your international experience. And I want to give you a few tips on this. But before I do so, make sure that you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel to make sure that you don't miss out on any of Mitra's videos. We publish a lot of great content on work and life in Germany. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and that you turn on notifications for this channel to make sure that you see all the great videos we are uploading. But let's get back to this topic of how you can leverage your previous experience. As I said, often when I do screen applications over here, I get really great profiles, but then often it's difficult to assess the exact experience of this candidate. So if you have several years of work experience abroad, and if you're applying for jobs in Germany right now, what really matters is to use as many keywords as possible. So you, as compared to local candidates, need to provide more information and help the recruiters or whoever is assessing your profile a bit more. So you really need to feed them with information. Because you have to, keep in mind that the person who's screening the profile probably doesn't have any kind of understanding or knowledge of the market that you come from or the country you come from and the kind of experience you have. So make sure that you include as many keywords as possible. And we recently had a recruiter over in one of our career talks, and Sandra, that's the name of the recruiter, and me, we talked a lot about keyword optimization and profiles, because you have these great automatic screening tools here. So when you upload your application somewhere, the first screening will probably be done by a kind of passing tool that just screens your profile and looks for keywords. And if it's done manually by persons like Sandra, it's done the same way. So they go through it and they look for keywords. So check out the video. I will link it up here to get a better understanding of how this kind of screening works here, so that you can stand out a bit more. So what you need to do as a candidate is to provide more keywords, for instance, on the industry you have worked in, the company size, also the general business type. So was it a B2C or a B2B company? Very big difference, right? Then also maybe customers you have worked with or markets you have worked with, that these are always very good keywords. So if you worked in an international company abroad, it's very helpful to give an understanding, like what kind of customers you work with, also what kind of domains you work with. Then, of course, if you're into more of a technical role, technology is really, really important. So use as many keywords as possible. And I know this is a bit difficult, because on the other hand, I always tell people that the profile should not be too long. So it has to be crisp. But the keywords really, really matter. And I think you can really leverage this experience. So when you move to Germany, it doesn't mean that your whole professional experience is kind of, let's say, eradicated and that it doesn't matter anymore. But I know, particularly if you have a profile that's not so much in demand, then it can, of course, be a bit challenging, because you have high competition by locals here in Germany, and profiles of locals are easier to assess by a local, right? But I think the fact that you do have international experience can bring in a lot of value for the company. So use keywords. And the other thing is, make sure that you apply to companies where your international experience is of added value. So I think if you look out for jobs here, it's good to either apply for companies who have an international team already. So you will often find that with startups over here. Or the other option would be to apply at companies who have an international focus, so who are active in several markets, or who have probably I know there are also these really specialized companies who are only active in one specific market and that's it. But maybe you can find some mutual ground, like something where your previous experience really matters. This is something I would look out for. Because you need to make sure that your international experience is somehow valued in this new environment. So I think if you apply to a very local company, which is just active in Germany and has a very German setup, I would say, then you don't know how much of value your previous experience will bring. So the kind of setup you choose also makes a difference, I would say. But the keywords matter most. So as an international candidate, you just have to make sure that your profile is well explained. So when you set up your LinkedIn profile, when you work on your resume, when you work on your cover letter, this is the kind of perspective I would take. So try to look at it from the perspective of someone who doesn't know your market or your field of work at all. So this is how you should explain your kind of qualifications that you have. And if you want to test this, you can always show it to a friend or someone who's not active in your field of work, or you can get it reviewed by us. We offer a great individual profile review by one of our experts. And this is a kind of service you can find on our website, www.mitra-germany.com. So if you want to get your profile reviewed by an expert here in Germany, make sure to check out our services and book your individual profile review. So I hope this was helpful for you. Leave us a comment. Let us know what your experiences were. Did you make any, for instance, any optimization? Did you change your profile and then did you find a job immediately based on your changes? Did you work with keywords in a kind of strategic way? Let us know in the comments, because we are always looking out for your experiences. It's good to share so that it gets easier for people who are looking for a job here in Germany right now. And make sure to hit the YouTube subscribe button and subscribe to our Mitra channel. Turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Stay tuned. See you soon.